So I filmed a video like this before, except it was general tips for UST in general. Ano daw? But I got a bunch of questions, and when I say a bunch, I mean like 4, related to UST nursing specifically. As you can tell from the title, we are going to be talking about some tips and some things to expect as UST nursing freshman students. By the way, I got this jacket from Shopee. I was gonna do a Shopee haul, but I only got 3 things, and you guys might bully me. First is the cutoff. Now, if you don't know what that is, it only happens in first year, and what it basically means is that the people with the highest general weighted averages are going to stay in the college, and the 80 people who could not meet the standard of the cutoff grade will be cut off.
That's the best way I can explain it.
In the UST College of Nursing, we usually start with around 10 sections in first year, and then the cutoff happens, and then around 8 sections are left. So that means around 80 people will be cut off before second year. So now the question is, what is the cutoff grade? Well, the answer is, from the faculty to us, is that the cutoff grade really depends on the batch. But what they also told us at orientation is that usually a grade higher than DOS is already a safe spot. So if your grade is like 1.75, 1.5, then you don't really need to worry. So essentially, a grade higher than DOS is what you're aiming for to pass the cutoff. Also for the cutoff, they suggested to us that we should not join any clubs or organizations or things like that because the cutoff should be our main focus. But honestly, I have friends that join clubs, I have friends that join organizations, and I'm not your mother. If you really want to join a club that bad, it's up to you. And I think as long as you're putting most of your time towards getting that high general weighted average, then you have nothing to worry about. Second is RLE groups. RLE groups are related learning experience groups, and these are going to be your most common company. So these are going to be your group mates for around 95-97% of the group projects, group activities, return demonstrations, which I will talk about later. Basically, these are going to be the people with you along this journey to passing first year. So basically what I'm trying to say is make sure you're good friends with them because you're going to be with them for a while. Third are return demonstrations. So if you don't know what return demonstrations are, these are assessments where the teacher grades you on a certain procedure like hand washing, bed making, things like that. So basically what happens for return demonstrations is they give you a checklist and you memorize these checklists step by step, and I mean
step by step.
So there is a lot of memorization, but what the College of Nursing does is they guide you through it multiple times so that you don't just memorize it rote, but you begin to like understand it. It all starts with the general discussion. They talk about it as a class in your section about what is the process and what is the general procedure of that process. First is the general discussion where they talk about it as a class and you guys discuss the procedure as a class. Second is called guided practice. Now this is where you go separately with your RLE, as I talked about a while ago, and your clinical instructor. And basically what happens is you guys talk about it in a smaller group so you can ask more questions, so you can look at it in more detail, things like that. And lastly is the actual return demonstration. I would personally suggest photocopying 2 copies of the checklist. One for your review that you can write on, you can memorize on, you can write notes on. And second, to give to your teacher because your teacher needs a blank copy to grade you. Number 4, this is a message only for the boys. So if you're not a boy, then you can skip to this time. Okay, for the boys, isn't it weird how we have to pee in urinals and sometimes when we pee you have like the split stream? Okay, now that the girls are really gone, our uniform in nursing has pants, so that might be a little uncomfortable in the nether regions. Okay, so now that the girls are really gone, boys are the minority in the College of Nursing. So what this basically means is that we are inevitably the lab rats. So what this basically means is that in return demonstrations where the bare body has to be assessed, so one example is percussing the chest or trying to feel for the heartbeat. In things like this, usually the boys are going to have to take off their shirts and the girls are going to assess you. So in other words, 10 times out of 10, you are going to be the one being assessed. But one thing I really appreciate about the College of Nursing is that they always ask for your consent before they do that. So if you really didn't want to do it, I really think they would let you not do it. So for the tips related to this, if you have a fear in showing your body like me, they did let me wear a thin undershirt. And second, if you have a crush in your RLE, maybe do some chest workouts, some core workouts while it's quarantine. I'm only saying this for the fuckboys. Personally, I did not do this. I did not give a fuck if my chest was hairy while they were doing it. But if you want to do it so bad, if you want to get abs before they assess your body, by all means. Number 5 is Leasing. If you don't know who Leasing is, they are the company? No. They are the design? No. They are the people who make the uniforms for the College of Nursing. They have their own little shop in the Bitan, and it isn't like the most organized or the most efficient, but that is why I'm here, to give you the tips to make it more efficient. So number 1, if you're going to go there to get your measurements taken or things like that, make sure you go when you think the least amount of people would be there. So for example, if class just ended early for the whole college, then maybe not go because everyone's probably gonna go there. The best times, I think, are early in the morning and at night on the weekends. And second, do not waste your time going there to check if your uniforms are finished. I would suggest calling their landline first and asking if your uniforms are finished, just to make sure that you're not wasting any time going there, staying in line, waiting for them to check the uniforms, etc. Number 6, the CRs do not have toilet paper, so please do not make the same mistake I did. Number 7, the books. So I personally use my Anafi, Micropara, and lab manuals the most. But some of my friends use the bioethics books, some of my friends use the biochemistry books. It all really depends on the teacher and on you. If you think the lectures are sufficient enough for you, then might as well just do the lectures. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I cannot give you a list of books to buy because, as I said, it depends on your teacher and it depends on you. So I would just personally suggest not buying any books yet for maybe the first couple weeks or the first month, just to feel out if you really need the book or not. Number 8, bring a jacket for lab classes because the lab classrooms in the College of Nursing are quite cold and lab classes tend to last quite long, so I would suggest bringing a jacket. Number 9, so a lot of people, when they take up nursing, they do not expect a lot of math. But I'm telling you right now,
I'm debunking that myth.
We had a math subject in first year, and even in second year, we do dosage calculations in pharmacology. We calculate for the expected date of confinement for pregnant mothers. So basically what I'm trying to say is math is unavoidable. So if you're in the College of Nursing and you think you're not gonna do any math, I'm telling you right now,
that shit is a hoax.
And lastly, number 10 is what to expect after the cutoff. So your sections now are going to be 40 people, and the arrangement of the sections are pretty random. And this is not permanent. So when the cutoff is over and 2 sections are basically gone, in second year, they're going to start organizing the sections by alphabetical order. So for example, my section right now is section number 4, and my section is full of people with E, F, G, H last names. Section 1 is all like ABC, things like that. You get it. So what I'm trying to say is your section right now is not permanent, but you should still make friends because these are going to be the people that are going to be your sources from different sections from second year to 4th year. But it is still important to note that from second year to 4th year, you will have consistent sections, the alphabetical ones, as I said a while ago. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're an incoming freshman, if you have any questions, maybe comment them down below and I'll try to answer them. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you loved it, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next week. Queen Robert, do you have any tips for incoming UST college freshmen of the College of Nursing 2020?